Hey, Michael. Come on in. You don't have to ring the doorbell. You're welcome anytime.
Expecting somebody else?
Well, actually, Diane was meeting with the DA. Talking about a possible plea arrangement.
I hope it works.
Yeah, me too. Waiting around to see if you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison is not, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, well, if everyone had to pay for their crimes, there'd be a lot more people in prison.
AJ's back. He's... Hello, Father.
Hey. Why aren't you at your mother's wedding?
You know, actually, I should be at her wedding.
Oh, so you need to borrow the plane.
Save the fuel.
Oh, thank God. Have you seen...
I know you know that Tomas is missing.
And now I know that you know that I know.
I think you had something to do with it. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm looking at you like what?
You're looking at me like you're all wounded.
I am wounded. It's not enough that Carly thinks that I might have killed Delgado, but you think so too?
And you're so surprised. After you made Tomas disappear once before.
Okay, well, look how that turned out.
And you gave Taya a baby that wasn't hers.
You're changing the subject. That's not fair. But just so we're clear, once again, I had the best of intentions.
As you always do. So, what was it? What was your reasoning this time? Did you get rid of Tomas to save Mom from making another huge mistake?
The huge mistake would have been to marry that slug. Look, I didn't have anything to do with Tomas's disappearance, if that's really even his name. You know, Sky Chandler and Carly, they think that he's somebody named Lorenzo Alcazar.
And Mom doesn't believe that.
No, of course not, because then she'd have to admit that she's wrong all along. Okay, you know what? Who cares? The loser's gone. Let's just call it an early Christmas present.
The wedding is not off.
Oh,
it is postponed until Mom, Taya, or Sky find Tomas, or until he's done with his CIA assignment.
You're being ridiculous. Cut it out. Your mom is too smart. She's gonna figure it out.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, what?
You honestly think you're going to get Mom back?
It's that obvious.
I don't think...
So we're talking about Sonny. So what do you do?
Details aren't important. But you're right about him using force to get what he wants. I was this close to turning him in.
I'm sorry.
Come on, you don't care if he goes to prison.
Michael, what I care about is your happiness. So for what it's worth, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I hope you and Sonny work it out.
Thanks.
Hi. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. The now rich and still formidable Alice let me in.
All right, so let's hear it. Am I heading to prison?
I know you, and you are envisioning this magical reunion with Mom, and it's not going to happen.
Envisioning anything?
She is going to get back together with Tomas. She loves him.
No, she loves who she thinks he is.
And say if he is Tomas, they could be married in a couple of weeks or days.
Or not at all.
Dad,
What?
look at me right now. I don't want you to do this to yourself. You're going to get hurt again.
Oh, I get it. Aww.
What are you, what?
Well, that's sweet. You're not really worried about me. I get it. Blair talked to you. She asked you to get me to back off just a little bit.
Mom is so worried about Tomas, she hasn't thought about you for 1 second.
Wow. Don't sugarcoat it.
That does remind me, I actually came to talk to you about something else.
Yeah?
How much did you love Molly's manuscript?
Molly.
Yes. Molly Davis, Dad. I gave you her novel to read.
Right. Yeah, I didn't get to it.
You were with the DA for a long time.
Thank you. Well, it was quite the list of charges we had to trudge through.
And?
It helps that most of your key witnesses are now deceased. For instance, your father, whom you almost killed.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Your brother,
We don't
who
know if Jason's gone yet.
is presumably dead.
So, were you able to get the attempted murder charges dropped?
It's a work in progress. But nothing I am not able to handle. The kidnapping charges, however, that's quite the different story.
Hey, look, I'm the one he kidnapped. What if I don't testify?
Wait a second. Michael, you'd be willing to do that for me?
If I don't testify, they don't have a case, do they?
Except you weren't the only victim. AJ conspired with Faith Roscoe to also take Morgan and Christina. And I will bet every shoe in my closet that Sonny and Alexis and Carly have neither forgiven nor forgotten.
Yeah, the DA doesn't want to go to trial. See, they have to put me on the stand. I'm the only one old enough to testify about the kidnapping because Morgan and Christina were too young. So can we use that as leverage for some kind of a deal?
Our best option is to give the DA something that they really want in exchange.
freedom. For what?
For someone who's a bigger criminal than you could ever hope to be.
You promised you would read Molly's manuscript.
Yeah, because you blackmailed me. Let me tell you something, Starr. That is a slippery slope.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know. Come on. Sam is Molly's sister, baby sister. You remember Sam's baby?
Oh my God! You didn't read it because you were trying to get back at me?
No, I did. I tried to read it. I read a couple of pages, and then Carly barged in, started all this nonsense about Alcazar.
Okay,
and
fine. So you
Sky
got distracted,
barged in
but you
with
can
the
read
same
it right now.
nonsense. What? Now, right now?
Yes, I will stand over you and watch if I have to.
Fine.
Thank you.
Weird. Thought it was on my desk.
Cleaner's better have moved it.
Cleaners know better. They touch my stuff. I cut off their fingers.
Dad, you can't just... That's skank.
You need to be a little bit more specific.
Connie, your new little office mate. I bet you she took off with Molly's novel.
She does have kind of a problem with boundaries.
It's funny you didn't threaten to cut off her fingers.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Connie doesn't give you her book back, I'll cut off her fingers.
Don't bother.
Where are you going?
You always said if you want something done right, do it yourself, right?
I always say if you don't feel like doing something, then you just pay somebody else to do it for you.
And miss the opportunity to rip that baby killer a new one? Never.
That's my girl.
Somebody went.
So come on, Johnny. You gonna show me some respect? Or are you gonna finally let me blab about the baby that you killed and let Starr spit in your face?
Starr already hates me. No use keeping that secret anyway.
All right, come on then, Johnny. Huh? Put your money where your mouth is. Let's do this. Come on! I'm sure someone, Starr, would love to hear what you have to say.
Connie, are you in there? It's Starr Manning. Open up.
Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, wait. That would be you.
Do you really? So my options are pretty much spend the rest of my life in prison or turn rat. Well, what do I have to do? I have to either provide evidence or offer information or testimony or something to the DA about someone who's a better get than I am.
AJ's been in hiding for years. Who would even know anymore?
May I speak freely in present company?
I have no secrets in front of my son.
When your father was among the living, he was, how shall I put this tactfully?
A shady, irresponsible criminal.
Yes, what he said, exactly. But by no means the worst, which is good for us. Because if we hope to escape a life sentence, we're going to need some heavy leverage.
Someone worse than AJ.
Way worse. Someone whose crimes are so heinous, they make your father's pale in comparison.
This is... I got someone.
Really?
Yeah. This guy's, he makes me look like a saint.
Well, that remains to be seen. And of course, I will need details and corroborating evidence.
Who is he?
His name's Faison.
Well, come on in. Mi casa es su casa.
I certainly hope not.
Ooh. All right, well, I'm going to get out of your hair so you and Johnny can have a chat.
I didn't come here to chat. With you or with Johnny.
Well, then what do you want, Starr?
The manuscript you stole from my father.
Are you accusing me of something?
Yes, stealing a manuscript.
A what?
A book! Lots of pages with words on them.
Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about that. Sorry, I can't help you, kid.
Don't call her kid.
Don't defend me, Johnny.
Well, looks like you two have some issues.
We have nothing to talk about.
Oh, maybe you do. I think Johnny does. So you're going to want to stick around there, kid. You're not going to want to miss this one.
You have 30 seconds.
Connie's blackmailing me.
Okay, start at the beginning.
When I left Port Charles, I was in real bad shape. I had a broken back and a bunch of other injuries. My mom put me in a clinic in Switzerland. I stayed there for almost a year.
I'm sorry, my fault. Speed it up.
Okay. When I got better, I would start to walk around, you know, on the hallway floor. And so one day I'm walking around, and I get lost. I wind up in this restricted area. But I see my doctor, so I figure, okay, I'm going to go over and just ask her directions. But she's talking to this guy. And I don't know, there was something about his voice. It resonated with me, like I recognized it. And so I decided to kind of hold back and see who he was. And when I did, it was Faison. And I couldn't believe it.
You are absolutely positive?
Yeah, he was wearing the same scrubs that they gave us all to wear, but he is a really distinct-looking guy. Trust me, it was him.
Did he see you?
No.
And we are the only two people that you have told this to.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the police, but it would have meant that I would have had to turn myself in. Okay, what do you want to hear? I was selfish. I know how dangerous the guy is.
So if this Faison guy is as wanted as you say he is, he could be your ticket to freedom.
As lovely as it might be to hand the authorities Faison's head on a silver platter, we're going to need the documentation to back it up. How many years ago was this?
Okay, it was a while ago, but he was still a patient when I left.
Yes, but it's unlikely that he'd be there now.
There's something else, too. He had a relationship with my doctor.
A romantic relationship?
No, it wasn't like that. It was like more like a business relationship. And he wasn't very nice to her.
I don't think Faison was nice to anyone.
If AJ turns Faison in, would it be enough to get his charges dropped?
Provided that the authorities believe AJ's story, which, considering that it's you, is going to be rather a hard sell. Unless... Do you have proof that you saw Faison alive?
As a matter of fact, I do.
What is next? Feels good to say that out loud.
So that's why you married Connie, because she was blackmailing you? With what?
Starr, just listen to me for a second. I didn't mean to hurt you any more than you already were. Then I went and I trashed your career, and when you had this gift, you could sing, and it kills me to see it go to waste.
Oh, you'll get over it. I did.
No, you didn't. Singing meant everything to you.
My family meant everything to me. The reason I couldn't work with you anymore is because you married their murderer.
I didn't want this. I did not want this marriage, this life. I didn't want to lose Carly, and I didn't want to lose your friendship. I had no choice.
You have a choice right now. So make it. Come on. You can either choose to live your life miserably or tell me what Connie has over you.
Michael.
Connie didn't want to be sent to Shady Brook.
That explains why she would want to marry you. That doesn't explain why you agreed to it.
Because she turned me in.
For what? What did you do? Johnny, what could be worse than what you're doing right now? Letting a woman who is not even real just free to roam the streets after she killed a child. Look at yourself, Johnny. You have lost everyone that you love, that you care about. What kind of life is that?
Not at all.
Then why are you letting it go on? What does Connie have over you?
My mother gave me this untraceable cell so that we could communicate. It's one of the few things I managed not to lose.
You managed to secretly snap a photo of Faison.
Yeah. Well after when he was supposed to have died. Now please tell me that's going to be enough for the DA.
You have exposed an international criminal. You have proven that he is alive and still at large. You offer the authorities the ability to apprehend Faison, and those kidnapping charges are going to disappear faster than you can say Fashion Week.